Hi, everybody. So in this video, we're going to take a look at Module 49, which is all about producer and consumer surplus. So let's get started here with the check your understandings. For the first one, it says, consider there's a market for cheese stuffed jalapeno peppers. It's delicious. Now I'm hungry. There are two consumers, Casey and Josie and Daniel. And their willingness to pay for each pepper is given in the accompanying table. Neither is willing to consume more than 4. Use the table to construct a demand schedule for peppers, and then calculate the consumer surplus when the price of a pepper is 40 cents. Okay, so the first thing we want to do for a demand schedule is know that it's quantity demanded and price. And it's going to be the quantity demanded and the price, and it's the demanded amount for the two people. And so it says do it for price of 0, 10 cents, all the way up to 90 cents. So just kind of setting this one up here, it goes to 80 and 90. And now what we're going to do is look and see, like, at price 0, how many peppers are the two people willing to pay for? Well, it's probably easier if we actually start at the bottom, because of the way they've set their table up down there, but we could do it either way. It looks like, right, both of them, Casey and Josie, both are willing to pay 30 cents and 30 cents for their 4th peppers. And so if the price were 0, they would both get 4 peppers apiece, and they would both combined, right, that would be 8. So we kind of just say, okay, if the price were 10 cents, would they both be still willing, right? If we're kind of looking at this table, would they both still be willing to buy 4 peppers apiece? Yes, they would. So it's still 8, and it's still 8, and it's still 8 at 30 cents. But once we go to 40 cents, right, Josie drops off and doesn't want to buy that 4th pepper. And so Josie only buys 3 peppers if the price is 40 cents. Now, if the price is 40 cents, Casey also drops out at 40 cents. And we notice that she's actually willing to pay 50. So she definitely also buys the 3rd pepper as well. So we go to, for 40 cents, we go to 6. Now, what at 50 cents, then we lose Josie's 3rd pepper because she's not willing to buy it. She's only willing to pay 40, but Casey is still in it because Casey's willing to pay 50. So we would say now it's only 5 peppers. And then 60 cents, we would say, well, we lose Casey's 3rd pepper because she's not willing to buy the 3rd pepper anymore. The Josie is still in it, and for the 2nd pepper anyways. And so we would say at 60 cents, then the total is now 4. At 70 cents, the total is now 3 because we lose Josie's 2nd pepper. At 80 cents, we lose Casey's 2nd pepper, and so Josie is only willing to buy 1, and Casey's only willing to buy 1. And then at 90 cents, Josie isn't willing to buy any peppers, and Casey's willing to buy 1. So that's how you set up a demand schedule using this. Now, the second question for the second part, because that was part 1. Part 2 says, what's the consumer surplus if P equals 0.4? And so what we basically look at it, we have to go back to the willingness table to calculate this. And we notice that, Casey's willing to buy 3 because she's not willing to buy the 4th pepper. And on the 1st pepper, and so this is just going to be like Casey 1st pepper, she was willing to pay 90 minus the 40 cents, so she got 50 cents. For Casey's 2nd pepper, she was willing to pay 70 minus the 40 cents, so she gets 0.3. For her 3rd pepper, she was willing to pay 50 cents minus the 40 cents she paid is 0.1, and she doesn't buy the 4th pepper. So from Casey, right, we can say there's 90 cents worth of surplus. What about Josie? Well, for Josie's 1st pepper, she's willing to pay 80 minus the 40 cents is 0.4. For Josie's 2nd pepper, she's willing to pay 60 minus the 40 cents is 0.2. For her 3rd pepper, it's 40 cents minus 40 cents. So she doesn't get any surplus, but she still does buy it. So we're a total of 0.6. And if we look at 0.9 and 0.6, then the total 0.9 plus 0.6 is equal to $1.50. So that's how much consumer surplus is at 40 cents. Consider again the market for cheese stuffed peppers. 2 producers, Kara and Jamie. Their costs of producing each pepper are given in the accompanying table. Blah, 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 blah. They want us to basically repeat this process, but do it from the producer's perspective. So number 2. And so We're going to set up the similar table with quantity supplied now and price. And we know that the prices are going to go from 0 to 90. So let's go ahead and just set those up. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. Now, if the price, and actually, again, it's probably easier if we start at the bottom. But actually for this one, let's start at the top because I think it is easier to do it from the top. So Kara's cost of the first pepper is 10 cents. So is she willing to sell any for 0? No, because it exceeds her cost. So Kara won't sell anything for 0. Jamie also, her cost is 30 cents, so she's not going to sell anything as either. So we would say quantity supplied 0. At 10 cents, though, Kara sells 1. Jamie sells nothing. But notice that Kara's cost of her second pepper is also 10 cents. So Kara would actually be willing to do 2 peppers at 10 cents. So both of these are coming from Kara. At 20 cents, Jamie is still out, but obviously Kara would still be willing to sell the 2 she was previously willing to sell. For 30 cents now, we get Jamie's first pepper. So Jamie now has 3 pepper, or sorry, Jamie has 1 pepper and Kara has 2, so a total of 3. At 40 cents, Kara comes in with her third pepper. Jamie still has 1, so now we're at 4. At 50 cents, Kara is still at 3 peppers because her fourth pepper costs her 60 cents. So 3, and then Jamie is doing 2, so that's 5. 60 cents, Kara comes in with her fourth pepper, so we're at 4. Jamie still has only 2, so 4 plus 2 is 6. 70 cents, Kara's willing to do 4, Jamie's willing to do 3, so that's 7. At 80 cents, we're still at 7, and at 90 cents, we'll do 8. Okay, so then it says produce a surplus if the price is 70. Ready? PS if P equals 0.7. So again, just like before, we're going to do it for each and then add them together. So Kara, her first, if it's at 70, is 0.7 minus the cost. 0.7 minus the cost. So this is a reversal of what we're doing here because graphically speaking, right, consumer and producer surplus is calculated as the difference between the price and what you were willing to do it for or what you were willing to pay. And so that's why we're reversing it because now it's like the price minus whatever the cost of doing it was. So there we have 0.6, 0.7 minus 0.1 again for her second pepper. So she gets 0.6 from the second pepper. For Kara's third pepper, 0.7 minus 40. Kara's fourth pepper, 0.7 minus 0.6. And so if we add these together, we get 1.6. And then now we're going to do Jamie's. Jamie's first one is 30 cents, so she's willing to do that. And her second one is 50 cents. She's willing to do that one. And her third one, she gets exactly 70 cents for, so she's willing to do it, but she gets no producer surplus, and she wouldn't do the fourth one. 0.6 plus 1.6 is $2.20 of producer surplus. Okay, now let's take a look at these multiple choice questions. Hopefully there's a little bit less numbers. Oh my goodness, that was a lot. I'm going to go ahead and do the multiple choice up here just so that we have some space. Question number 1 says, what's the value of consumer surplus if the price is 40? So we're looking for a triangle here, right? The total amount. So the base times height times 1/2. And so the base of the triangle is 200 times 40 is the height of the triangle, right? So 40 times 200 times 1/2. And so that's really the same as saying 40 times 100, which is 4,000. And so that would be C. Number 2 says produce a surplus if the market price is 60. So again, base times height divided by 2. So we have 40 is the height times 50 divided by 2. And so that's 2,000 over 2, which is 1,000. And so that would be C again. Number 3 is other things equal, a rise in price will result in which of the following. So we can actually use these two graphs to think about it as well. So if the price was higher, right, what would happen to producer surplus? Well, it would get bigger. And if the price were higher over here, consumer surplus would get smaller. So producer surplus will rise and consumer surplus will fall. That is C. Number 4, let's skip to the next page. Consumer surplus is found as the area. So again, right, thinking about it's below the demand curve and to the price. So below the demand curve and above the price, that's B. And number 5, allocating kidneys to those with the highest net benefit, where net benefit is measured as the expected increase in lifespan from a transplant, is an attempt to maximize. So this is a weird question, but I like it because there's a lot of economics in like kidney mark and organ sales, and I had a kid write a paper about it last year. It's pretty cool. This is consumer surplus because thinking about like what's your maximum benefit, right? Your utils for what you get. So it's thinking about consumer surplus. Number 2, free response over here. FR number 2 says, and hopefully I can find it, draw a correctly labeled graph, competitive market equilibrium, area of consumer and producer surplus. Oh, that's nice, easy. Whew, I like the easy ones. The hard ones that I have to read and then I go, uh-oh, I don't know how to do that, and I'm recording myself, right? So we have equilibrium, Q star, P star, and then producer surplus is this area, and consumer surplus is this area. And if I had my red pen, I'd color those in, but it's good. All right, hopefully that helped you. See you next time.